In addition to providing that habitat, one oyster will filter 50 gallons of water a day.
So basically, what you're helping to do is restore a keystone species to areas like the Long Island Sound, to help the entire environment from the fish to, I mean, the oysters themselves, of course, but everything else that depends on the life cycle of that environment.
Exactly. So an oyster reef can provide habitat for up to 300 different species, anything from snails to crabs to shrimp. And so they create this ecosystem where juvenile fish can live and feed, and then larger predatory fish can come in and feed on the other, animals living there. So they really are kind of like an essential piece of habitat in Long Island Sound. And then the oysters themselves are just miraculous. They provide so many environmental benefits. So just in addition to providing that habitat, one oyster will filter 50 gallons of water a day. So they help pull out excess nutrients from the water. Their main food source is algae, and especially all over the country, especially here in the Northeast. So there's a lot of fertilizer, which is nitrogen, which ultimately ends up in our rivers and streams and then runs off into Long Island Sound. And that nitrogen is the food for algae. And so you'll get, a larger production of algae when you have all that nitrogen in there. And that can be extremely harmful if you have too much algae. Eventually will die, sink to the bottom, and create a hypoxic environment. And so it's crucial to have oysters there to feed on that algae and pull those excess nutrients out of the water to keep it clean and just healthy for all the other animals. So that's one huge thing they do. When they grow, all over the place, they love growing in on the coastline. So they're essential in stabilizing the coastline. So when there's storm surges or wave action, they help to protect the shoreline and the grasses that grow along the shoreline as well. So they're extremely important for that.
Wow.